Living with chronic illness, multiple chronic illness disorders, diagnoses, whatever. Living with chronic illness, struggling with the chronic illness, feeling the symptoms of the chronic illness, living it. The symptoms flaring, getting worse, the pain getting worse, the cognitive dysfunction getting worse, all of it just getting worse, is causing me to realize and question if I ever really did love myself. There was a period of my life, like a year ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I was the absolute happiest that I had ever been ever in my life, and it was the best period of my life. And I was vibing, I was thriving, I was like on top of the world, and I loved myself, I loved my life, or at least I thought I did. I mean, I did, because that's the experience that I was having. Now that I'm having this experience, and it is so drastically different, the contrast is drastic and immensely profound. It's causing me to wonder if I ever really did love myself, or if lack of self-love was at the root. Deep, buried at the root, lack of self-love. I didn't love myself. In fact, I probably hated myself. I mean, for a long time I did hate myself. So lack of self-love, deep hatred of self, deep criticisms, insecurity, lack of confidence, all of it, imagine it, whatever. Deep at the root. And then I started learning about the law of attraction and manifestation, reprogramming the subconscious mind, rewiring the subconscious mind, changing your life. And I was applying all of those principles. I was making all of the changes, all of them, I took it so fucking seriously. That whole thing became my identity, my personality. It was me. It was all of it. I was like completely enraptured, is that the right word? Encapsulated by everything law of attraction, manifestation related. And so where I once had these beliefs deep at the core of self-hatred, insecurity, negativity, lack of self-love, on top of that layer, on top of the layer of deep hatred, lack of self-love, deep insecurity, then on top of that layer, I added the affirmations, I added the rewiring the subconscious mind, I added the positive habits on top of what was deep at the surface. What was deep at the surface was fucking, oh my God, I hated myself. I hated my life. Hatred and insecurity, and there was no love to be seen for myself or for my life, and it was so negative and so anxious and so sad and so scared and so panicked all of the time. That's what was at the root. And on top of what was at the root, I started building my dream life. I started building where I was the happiest that I'd ever been, which was like 2 years ago. I was so fucking happy. That's when I really started to change things. I really started to shift things. And my life was so good, and I loved myself so much, and I loved my life so much, or at least I thought that I felt like I did. But now, right here, right now I'm realizing, did I just build my dream life and my dream self on top of an unstable foundation? Did I add the affirmations, the habits, the self-love on top of an unstable foundation when really at the root was the hatred, was the reason why I was doing all of these things. The going to the gym every day, getting 10,000 steps, eating healthy, taking care of myself, my physical appearance, doing my makeup, getting ready every day. I don't know, whatever. Cold showers, sauna, juice fasts, fasting, literally just fucking name it all, literally fucking everything, all of it. I mean, no, it's so paradoxical because part of me is like, I was so fucking happy though. But was the reason why I was doing all of those things because the root of it was self-hatred? Was it because I hated myself? I mean, yeah. Yeah, it was actually. Okay. But does that make it invalid? No. The experiences that I had were real, and I did love my life, and I did love myself at the time, yes. However, I built all of that on top of an unstable foundation. Yeah, when you're building your dream life, you need to build it on top of a solid foundation. Yo, I mean, right now, if you don't know who I am, if you don't know what's going on, if you don't know why I'm laying in bed filming this, I'm struggling with chronic illness. I've struggled with chronic illness like all of my life. I just recently got diagnosed almost a year ago, and this past year has been absolutely awful. The flare-ups have been so fucking intense. I've struggled with chronic illness all of my life, but the past year, it's been like the worst that it's ever been, I think. And it's been terrifying and terrible. And anyway, been doing some self-reflection. Oh, that's why I'm laying in bed. I am in so much pain right now. And if I sit up, I will likely get really dizzy and I can't communicate properly because there won't be enough blood going to my brain, and that's not the vibe. So I don't want to be filming this laying down. That's like really awkward. But at the same time, I'm like, get over yourself. Like, I have things to say, I have things to share, so I'm just gonna share them, even if I'm filming a video laying down, whatever. What was I saying? A solid foundation. Yeah, if you want to live your dream life, you have to build it on top of a solid foundation, because yes, life was so good 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, a year ago. But then things started crashing down. I mean, yeah, things were happening. My PTSD was getting triggered and triggered and triggered and triggered and triggered and triggered and triggered by different people, different circumstances, different events, just different things that were happening in my life. And so it's like the love that I had for my life, the life that I had built, the self, the identity that I created or whatever that I loved so much, it was starting to crumble because I kept getting triggered by PTSD and whatever. And the more that my PTSD got triggered, the less confident I started to feel within myself, because I started to feel unsafe because PTSD. And I started to not trust the world that I lived in. I started to not trust the people around me, and I started to therefore not trust in myself at all. And it was all starting to crumble and crumble and crumble and crumble. And I guess the dream life that I had built, the dream self I had built, all crumbled with it. Yeah, it all crumbled. And then what was left, what was exposed, was the fucking root. The roots of it all. The roots being, I guess I don't fucking love myself. And that's so awkward because I have so many videos on here about how to love yourself, how to love your life, how to live your dream life. And it's crazy though, because I did love myself and I did love my life. And I was so happy. I took all the right steps, yeah. And so like the things that I said in those videos, it's all valid, yeah, because I was living that experience, yeah. But I built it all on unstable territory. The roots were not solid. Gotta dig up the roots. Otherwise, they'll just infect the whole thing, everything that you built. Gotta dig up the roots, you gotta pull out the weeds, metaphorically speaking. Anyway, yeah, so now that I'm struggling, like fucking struggling with chronic illness, yeah, I'm realizing all of this. It's crazy because my whole message, or one of the messages that I just really, really, really stand by is feel your feelings. Don't suppress your feelings. Because if you do, then the emotions will be trapped in your body. They'll stay there. And they will eat at you. And I guess that's exactly where we're at. It's so hard because I have done so much shadow work, like so much. Oh my God, which is really why I thought I loved myself, because 3 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago, oh God, I was at my lowest point. Well, now I've been lower. That's awkward. Anyway, at the time, I was at my lowest point that I'd ever been at, and I didn't want to ever be there again. And so I switched everything. That's when I started building my dream life. But I knew that you couldn't build your dream life on unstable roots, on solid ground. Those words are backwards, but you know what I mean. And so literally, I'm not even kidding, it was fucking crazy. I was doing so much shadow work. I was journaling like 6 hours a day, every single day for like 6 months. I journaled every day for like a year. Okay, the intense stuff, probably like 3 to 4 months, where it was like literally 6 hours a day every day. And I'm not even kidding. It was intense, and it was like deep. Like I was crying, I was questioning, I was releasing so much. I was expressing literally all of it. And I was doing this deep journaling for about a year. It was really intense for probably 4 months, but 6 months, some amount of time. But I really put in the work. And then after that point, that's when I started, paired with that, I started doing affirmations as well. But then I don't know. It's like I thought I was doing the right things. And I was. Now I'm like, was I though? If I really was doing all the right things, how am I back here? Why is there chronic illness? Chronic illness, it's fucking emotion. It's emotion. It's trauma that hasn't been expressed. No, it must be more than that, because I fucking express myself. I do. And I feel my feelings. Girly Pop cries, and she cries a lot. I don't know. There's something that I'm missing. Right when I said that, it was, I got like a download, and it was living authentically. And I'm like, fuck, where am I not living authentically? But it's like, I don't know. At this point, I think I've been too afraid to live authentically, because I guess I didn't love myself or accept myself. I believed that the world wouldn't accept me because, growing up, when I was living authentically and being myself, I was judged, I was ridiculed, I was bullied, I was outcasted, like in school growing up. And so then I adopted this belief of, oh, it's not safe to be yourself. Don't do that, even though I have this deep knowing and this deep rooted core belief that Being yourself and living authentically is the way to go. It's like the only thing you can do. Speak your truth, live your truth. Like, literally. And if you don't, you'll fucking develop chronic illness. You'll be bedridden for months on end. You'll pass out when you try to stand up. Like, ah! So that's like why I'm filming this video. Partially one reason why. It's also why I decided to just start filming, even if I can't sit up and film. Because the past version of me would feel embarrassed or judge myself, diminish myself, belittle myself for, like, basically believing that I'm not good enough. Had the limiting belief of, yeah, I'm not good enough. I should do more. I should do better in this sense. Why can't you just film this video sitting up? You should be able to sit up. Right, so I fucking know that. But like, judging myself about that, not gonna get me anywhere, right? And if I sat up and I chose to film this video while sitting up, I mean, I already know what would happen when I sit up right now. I'm so dizzy and I can't think properly and my vision's blacking out and like, I can't communicate properly. I would not be getting all these words out. I would not be making all the valid points that I'm making if I were sitting up. So anyway, there's that. It's weird. It's really weird because I think society kind of views self-love as beautiful. It'll always look beautiful on the outside. This is what I'm saying. Society is portraying it as that self-love looks like you're going to the gym. Self-love looks like you put on a pretty face, you do your makeup, you get ready every day. You put on your favorite clothes every day. Self-love in society's eyes is very aesthetically pleasing. I don't think that that's what self-love is. I think that's the falsified illusion of self-love. I think that self-love can look like that for sure, absolutely, yeah. But that's not the definition of self-love because right now I'm loving myself by filming this video, despite the fact that I can't sit up and film it. I love filming videos so much. I love filming YouTube videos. I love talking about the things that I talk about. I love sharing with you guys. I love it so much and it always puts me in such a better mood. And yeah, for so long this year, I haven't been filming because I haven't been feeling good. Okay, well, guess what? I still don't feel good, but I'm filming because, I don't know, self-love. And no, it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. I'm in my pajamas, in my bed, laying down. That's not aesthetically pleasing, but it's okay. It's fine. It doesn't need to be aesthetically pleasing. The lack of aesthetic doesn't take away from the message of this video. If I had tried to force the aesthetic, that would be inauthentic. If I had tried to force the aesthetic, it would be inauthentic. And with it being inauthentic, the words that I'm sharing would be altered. The message itself would be altered. It would be falsified. I think self-love comes from authenticity. And authenticity is not always aesthetically pleasing. It's not always physically beautiful. But that's a part of life. That's a part of living the human experience that we are all here to live. Yeah, that is what I've got to say. I must be honest, I do feel very, weird about the fact that I'm filming these videos laying down. But like, I don't know, like I said before, at the same time, I just need to get over myself. It's that limiting belief that says, you're not enough, you're not good enough. And it ingrains this perfectionistic mindset, tendencies. They're all lies, though. Yeah, I have so much more to share, but I think that this concludes the end of this video. Thanks. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.